This is Ai Weiwei,
I'm Rakim Mayers, also known as ASAP Rocky.
60 years old,
29 years old.
currently living in Berlin.
I reside in New York City, in Los Angeles, California, sometimes in London.
People call me artist or activist.
People call me a rapper, people call me creative director, music producer, fashion designer.
I practiced architecture, social media, writing, doing film,
Curator, facilitator, pretty motherfucker,
blogger.
a weirdo, different, but it's fire though. Fearlessness, especially pertaining to art, man, that defines me or my career in so many different ways. Sometimes when you kind of go off the grid of what's the norm, it's more than a risk. You know, you kind of look crazy to people. Vulnerability in the artist is courage. I think it's different and it's enticing. I'm mostly impressed by artists who are original to themselves as much as possible.
Art has to be original. If with no such a quality, then you cannot even call it art. I think artists often bring surprises to us, make us to look at the world differently. That draws me into art. Willingness to be involved, to be curious about how our society functions and what is the fear, what is our courage. I think very often my inspiration come from trouble, problems.
My inspiration surpasses my environment, so it's just bringing culture together and just bridging gaps. I want to see more of that, especially speaking on diversity and moving forward into the future. The album,
The book,
my new music,
it's a little blue book.
it was just challenging myself to take different approaches or try different aesthetics.
So the book is about my thinking on this topic, humanity.
Where I see life, the way I see hip-hop or the way I see my life.
2 years ago, I started to do a film called Human Flow about world refugee condition. I want to know who are they and where they come from, what their future is going to be like. This book also make one more step in discussions of issues.
My stuff is more so dealing with topics of people who can relate to me. Just, now people wouldn't expect for me to get harassed by cops or stuff like that. We deal with that on a daily basis. It doesn't matter, it doesn't end just because you get a little bit of money or something like that. You're still black, you feel? You're still in America. I just don't want to preach the same story with the same song, I'd rather tell it my way.
To be original is always have to speak about truth, to be fearless, and sometimes it can be dangerous.
As an individual, you gotta stand your ground and take risks and be fearless. Facts.